from Nikolaus Fleischhacker for HyWEST project.
So, hello everyone. I will now give you an overview of the regional hydrogen project Wiva PNG HyWEST, which is also a hydrogen valley, but a national one. I'm coming from the Green Energy Center Europe in Innsbruck, which is a center, as you can see here, but also a codex partnership of companies. It's a private sector codex partnership of industry and small companies, startups, working together towards the goal of creating towards a green energy future. The center is run by Fen Systems, my company. I founded it together with my father in 2014, so I'm working in the field for already 10 years now, and we're working in strategy, project development, but also quality assurance and dissemination and training of hydrogen topics. 2018, it was also complemented by a research facility coping on the interdisciplinary systems research and logistics research. Today I want to show you 3 topics regarding this hydrogen valley. We talk quite a lot about hydrogen, and we obviously take it for granted that it's a thing, but we are in a very high competition to other technologies, especially the direct use of electricity, and this is why the first part I want to also focus on this issue and how we see these things and what is our basis for the projects we do. Then I will give you an overview similar to the other presentations on this Wiva PNG HyWEST Hydrogen Valley, its key values, and then sum up with the project, the sub-projects it's based on. Yeah, we are reconstructing the energy system. We are shifting from fossil fuels, from fossil energy carriers to a volatile resources, sun, water, wind. And that means that volatile demand now meets volatile resources, and this coverage of demand, so to say, the matching of the electricity when we have it to when we need it is becoming more and more of an issue. And obviously this is known for a really long time already, and therefore we also introduced, or to be more precise, my father introduced to this power on demand process also a power to hydrogen process, where again an energy carrier is introduced in the form of hydrogen, which brings also back storability within this system. And at the Green Energy Center, we mainly focus and research and make projects about these 2 processes. So direct use of energy within the power on demand and the power to hydrogen process, where we use this step to make hydrogen with electricity and then have a storability also within our energy system. And all these ideas are based on an energy strategy which was developed for this region of Tyrol, where also this HyWEST project is placed in. This energy strategy was developed over centuries and then implemented in 2014. It basically shows that we, after a long time of energy growth, exponential energy growth, with a lot of oil and gas, we want to get rid of the oil and gas and substitute the remaining energy by own resources. And this means that, of course, we have to get more efficient, that we have to reduce the energy demand, but also make more use of own energies, and basically that we reconstruct the energy system based on electricity. But as I already pointed out, this power on demand, the direct use of electricity, is always limited. I mean, it's not an issue at the moment, but becoming more and more of an issue, and that's why on an early stage we also worked on the power to hydrogen, which is much more complicated, as we already heard in all the presentations before, to implement. So this is the reason why we are dealing with hydrogen, and hydrogen is not the only thing we are working on. We always see this in combination with the electrification or direct electrification of the energy system. HyWEST, a national hydrogen valley, its history goes back to 2014, 15, 16, and was then developed for the call year 2018-19. Project acronym Wiva PNG HyWEST Regional Green Hydrogen Economy. It's the third call within an energy model region, a national call system set up. It's a funding, or the funding instrument is a flagship project, which means it's the biggest projects that are funded in Austria. And that also means that it comes with quite high standards regarding evaluation and audit. So there is an international jury which is every year evaluating the project, seeing if it can move forward or not. And it's safe to say that all these hydrogen projects, as we already heard today also, they all face huge challenges and also drawbacks. I will give you also some facts about this in the next part. This project is also developed in a so-called energy model region, Wiva PNG, which translates to Wasserstoffinitiative for the Region Austria, which means it's the hydrogen initiative and the model region for hydrogen in Austria and power and gas. It started already in 2020 and was now prolonged until the end of 2025 so we got a project extension of 1 year. The implementation stage is quite advanced already, and the total project budget is divided into two streams. There is an research and development part and also an investment part with 9 million on the research and development, and more on the investment part, and the total maximum contribution of the Climate and Energy Fund of 9 million euro. The consortium consists of FEN Systems, my company, which is the consortium lead, and 3 project owners or operators which operate 3 projects within the North Tyrol, within the Inntal Valley. First one, and the spearhead project, is MPREIS. We'll show you some more on that, which is started already in 2016. Another one is a rail project which faced a major drawback, and the third one is operated by the regional energy company TVAG and its subsidiaries. And there are also research partners involved, FEN Research regarding the system and logistics research, HyCentar from Graz regarding all the technical hydrogen issues, and the Energie Institute regarding the economic hydrogen competences, bringing that in. So this is a quick overview of Wiva PNG HyWEST and what did we achieve so far. I already told you it's based on 3 projects, and it all started within this hydrogen corridor, which is important because we are coming back to that a bit later, or at the end when I give you an outlook where what are the next steps. So we started our hydrogen activities in 2014, building up the hydrogen highway from Munich, Innsbruck, Bolzano. Also back then Trento was mentioned, and placing hydrogen fueling stations there, and also first production in Bolzano, and some of the protagonists from IT back then I also met here. That was quite nice. And based on these initiatives with first cars and hydrogen Refueling stations, a first hydrogen really small hydrogen economy was built up. So we had demand and we had production or distribution, and so no hen or egg issue, which is so often mentioned. And out of that, the project, our spearhead project, was developed at the company of MPREIS. We'll show you a bit more here. We have everything there that makes a green hydrogen economy, including electrolysis, storage, distribution, vehicles, and so on. So we was then complemented by a hydrogen train project, which is was more of a commercial project, which didn't go the way as developed, so to say, and it's finalized by a Power-to-X project. I will also give you some overview. So let's first show you the Wiva PNG HyWEST MPREIS project. At this production site of MPREIS, you have to know MPREIS is a local food retailer. They have about 250 shops, retail shops, where they sell foodstuffs, but they also produce it on the production side, which is near to Innsbruck. And there they have a bakery, and they have a butchery, and also a logistics center. And there they need a lot of diesel, 1.6 million liters of diesel per year, and also a lot of gas, 12 gigawatt hours per year. And the idea was to place a hydrogen production unit, electrolyzer, into this system, and then make use of all the energy flows. So the hydrogen electrolyzer, which was implemented in a project already before, in the European project called Demo for Grid, is has a power of 3.2 megawatts, and then this hydrogen is, I can show it here, is then stored. The electrolyzer is stored, and it can be then refined, so purified, so that it can be used in mobility applications. Within HyWEST, we could implement the first hydrogen truck of Austria 2 years ago, which was back then also one of the first in Europe, if we exclude Switzerland. We also implemented a heavy-duty hydrogen refueling infrastructure, also faced a lot of challenges there because the refueling protocols at this time for heavy duty were not that advanced or at the very beginning. And also we implemented a first hydrogen infrastructure and logistics system. So we can also transport hydrogen, green hydrogen, to other places. And this even has become the main issue. And last but not least, there is also the possibility to substitute natural gas with a hydrogen burner. So, as I said, this is our spearhead project. It's the furthest advanced within this National Hydrogen Valley. Another one that didn't go so well was the Zillertalbahn 2020 Plus Energy Autonomous with Hydrogen, a train project which was finally stopped this year because the hydrogen train wasn't the cheapest option. Was under development for 8 years, and obviously this outcome could have been already known, or we knew that already when we began with the project. That's a very sad thing. Why? Because there is no hen and egg issue, because with a train you have a high need of hydrogen demand, and you can cover that with a production within this valley that was supposed to be also complemented by buses and hydrogen snow groomers. Also for the snow groomers, we initiated our own projects because they are still not available. You cannot buy them. So I know the issue. Nevertheless, this would have been by far the cheapest possibility to introduce hydrogen in a project. Of course, not the cheapest train, but if you think it more globally, it was a really good solution. If we maybe compare it to a hydrogen truck is by factors 5, 6, 9 the cost. And the last project to conclude is the Power-to-X Kufstein, which is in some ways now together with a sister project also in realization. Project lead or the project coordinator is here. Daniel Jakob is sitting in the back, so if you have any questions there, please ask him. And so I come to the end. Next steps are that we now want to develop or use these elements for overarching hydrogen valley from Bavaria to Trento. So we come back to the roots, to the hydrogen highway. Thanks for listening.